This is Kamera. My first few minutes with God, day number 290. Matthew chapter 14, Mark chapter 6, Luke chapter 9, verses 1 through 17. Jesus, he's teaching in his hometown Nazareth. The people are amazed at his wisdom and the miracles that he's performing. They learn that Jesus is a carpenter from that hometown. They mention his mother is Mary, and they mention his brothers. They also talk about the sisters, his sisters, they lived there in Nazareth. So now they're offended. And because of their doubt, Jesus cannot perform as many miracles as he would like. He did lay hands on people and they were healed. But yeah, he was amazed at their doubt. But he did say a prophet is not honored in his own hometown, nor among his own family members. And so, yeah, he wasn't able to perform as many miracles as he wanted. So Jesus, he went from village to village, preaching the word of God, healing the sick. He called his 12 disciples, and he began to send them out by twos. He gave them the authority to cast out evil spirits, demons. He gave them the authority to heal the sick and all diseases. He told them how to dress, what to carry, how to deal with rejection. Yeah, so he pretty much equipped them on doing what they're supposed that he sent them out to do. So fast forward, when King Herod heard about Jesus, he thought it was John raised from the dead. See, he's the one who had John killed. In fact, King Herod, he is the ruler of Galilee. His wife is Herodias, and she was previously married to King Herod's brother. John would tell them that their marriage was against God's law. And so Herodias didn't like that. So, as a favor to his wife, King Herod had John the Baptist arrested and imprisoned. Well, fast forward, there's a birthday celebration for King Herod, and Herodias' daughter, she dances for King Herod. He tells her, because he was so pleased, anything you want, I'll give it to you. She goes to her mother, Herodias, to find out what she should, for suggestions. And she says, request for John the Baptist head on a platter. See, now he feels bad because he has to follow through. And so, yeah, he orders that John is beheaded, places the head on a platter, presents it to the Herodias' daughter, and she presents it to her mother. Isn't that something? Terrible. So John the Baptist's disciples, they take John's body, they bury him, and then they take it and the news to Jesus that John the Baptist is dead. When he hears this news, he just want to go into a remote location just to pray. And so he climbs in a boat to do that. The crowd, they learn where Jesus is going and they follow him. So Jesus gets to this location and the crowd is there. And so he had compassion on them. He began to preach the good news and to heal the sick. And so as it starts to, get late, the disciples basically asked Jesus to go ahead and have the people sent away because they need to go and rest and eat or what have you. Jesus said, no, you feed them. So the disciples like, all these people, basically. So they give Jesus this 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. Jesus, he blesses this food, he prays and blesses this food, and he stretches that 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. 5,000 people are fed from that. 5,000 plus the women and the children. That's 5,000 men plus the women and the children. Everyone ate as much as they wanted, and there was 12 baskets full for leftovers. Isn't that something? And so Jesus, once that is done, Jesus insists his disciples get in the boat, meet him on the other side of the lake. And so he told him to meet him. And so he told his disciples that he'll see to everyone being sent away. Once he sent everyone away, he goes to his location on a hilltop to pray. And so fast forward, 3 o'clock in the morning, disciples are struggling, rough winds on the lake. They're fearful. They look out, they see this person, they thought it was a ghost walking on water. Jesus calls out to them, don't, take courage. Don't be fearful. This is I'm with you. This is me. Peter, he calls out, you know, he wants to come out there with Jesus. So he gets out of the boat and he's walking on water. And so he starts to look around and at the troubled waters, and guess what? He started to sink in the water. And then he calls out, Lord, help me. So of course Jesus grabs him and he helps him into the boat. And once Jesus and Peter are in the boat, all is calm. And so Jesus was like, why so little faith? I love the fact that if we know that Jesus is with us, why are we fearful? Why are we fearful? Sometimes we need to just stop and focus on who's with us and believe that his word, that he'll do what he says he's going to do. He's with us. He tells us not to be afraid. As long as we know he's with us, everything's going to be okay. And so they continue their journey to the other side of the lake. Once they get there, people recognize as Jesus. Jesus began to again from village to village. But get this, they went around wherever Jesus went. The crowd followed him, and he healed everyone. People would just touch his robe and be healed. But yeah, he had compassion and he preached that gospel. So there you have it, guys. That's day number 290. Matthew chapter 14, Mark chapter 6, Luke chapter 9, verses 1 through 17. You have a God-filled blessed day.